welcome back. I feel like I have to say, Daijun's coming in here later. I think we all looked at this season as you and him kind of being a dual role for Georgia, but it seems like it's been really hard to get both you guys out there at the same time. It looks like that's going to be the case this week. How do you feel about that?
I feel great about it. Me and Daijun, we came in as freshmen together. We were those young guys on third team working together, and just to be at this point now where we're both healthy and both at a point to where we could both be on the field together. I'm excited because, we push each other every day. We let each other know, oh, you should have hit that gap, you should have did this, did that. So, we just push each other, want to see each other be great. So to be able to go out there and have success with somebody that, makes me better every day, I'm excited.
Yeah, Kendall, over here. I think I heard somewhere in a post-game interview you mentioned last week's practice provided a tremendous amount of confidence for you going into Saturday. I guess what was it that made your body feel right, or what was the moment in practice that you noticed that, okay, I'm back to myself, and where are you at in terms of that this week?
To be honest, I don't even know the exact time, but it was just going through practice, because like when you're going through, I guess, that comeback stage, like you're hesitant with certain cuts, or you kind of have those little mind games, but it's that point where you kind of have that confidence when it kind of hits. It's a lot of trial and error to feel what feels right, but it was just a certain point that my cuts felt like they were getting back, and with that, a lot of feedback came back. Like Coach D Hill, he would say, "Hey, you look good out there. You looking explosive, looking fast." So it's things like that, especially when I hear that stuff, it kind of gives me more confidence to keep pushing it and keep pushing it. And by game time, it felt 100%. So I'm just glad to be in a position to where I feel fully back.
You talk about your relationship with Daijun. When you weren't able to play and you were on the sidelines, what's it like to watch him, and what's it like to know that when you come off the field that you're giving way to a guy like him?
Oh, I love it, especially from a type of background that Daijun comes from. He deserves everything that's coming for him. He hasn't, everything, nothing was really given to him. He just continued to work. Even when we both came in, he just worked, and as y'all know, he's a silent guy, so he's not, going to be super vocal, but he's just a workhorse, and he just continues to come in and put the effort in every day. So to be able to see him, have success and do the things that he works for, it makes me, happy. It makes me want to just keep working with him.
Kendall, with you back now, what do you feel like this running back room is capable of in these next 6 games with all you guys that are there?
To be honest, I feel like the sky's the limit. Right now we have a lot of different backs, between me, Daijun, Cash, AP, everybody, it's a lot of different type of backs. So I feel like it'll be able to open up the offense and be able to put different schemes in and different plays and things like that. And, like I said, I'm just excited for the running back room because everybody, we push each other every single day, to make each other better, to, just get through that barrier. After a play, we'll come back to the huddle and be, did you see this? Did you see anything? Just trying to get that feedback to make each other better. And, I just want to see everybody succeed at the end of the day.
I would say from watching you got a traditional tailback style. How would you describe Daijun's style? And in particular, I don't know, he's not that big of a guy, but he'll run inside, and it looks like there's nothing there. And exactly. He pops out low on the other side, and it's like 4 or 5 yards. How do you describe his style and what he does that's special?
Yeah, one thing that I've been able to see, Daijun is a super patient runner. He doesn't try to rush a play to be there. He doesn't take it too slow at the same time. He's super patient, and when the hole opens up, he takes full advantage of it. I've always told him he has a mean dead leg, one of the best dead legs I've seen. So he puts that to use, as y'all can see. He puts it to use basically every game, making defenders miss. And to compare him to somebody, nobody really comes off to the top of my head, but he's just a downhill runner. I call him Frank. People call him Daijun. I call him Frank Gore. That started a long time ago with Kenny and Zamir and James. That started back then, but that's his little nickname that we have for him, Frank.
Yeah, talk about the running back room. Have you guys officially adopted Dillon Bell as a part of that, and what does he help bring to this running back position that you guys have dealt with injuries there?
Yeah, we've 100% adopted Dillon into the room. Before the game, he was in our little talk, saying we need this amount of yards, as a group. So I would say he's definitely, part of the room. And Dillon, he's been super accepting of his role on the team. He hasn't complained or anything. Just when I was off to the side and he came to the first came to the running back group, it wasn't like any complaining. He wasn't, you know, tripping off of leaving the receiving room for that time. He just took advantage of his moments, and you know, he brings a lot of versatility to the table as a running back. You know, as y'all see, like, he has a crazy acceleration. He has the ability to make defenders miss. He has the ability to catch out the backfield, just things like that. And you know, just seeing him be able to show his skill set, and not just the receiving aspect, but the running back aspect as well, I feel like it'll benefit him in the long run.
Kendall, what kind of development have you seen this year from Andrew, and what do you feel like he can contribute with you guys at the running back position?
You know, being with Andrew since he came in, first thing, I was super, you know, happy to just be able to see him playing, because you know, last camp, you know, was when everything kind of went downhill, and then he started coming back up, and seeing him put the work in, and you know, with the ACL, it's not the easiest to come back from, because it's a lot of, you know, things in the back of your head, but he's been pushing every single day, and you know, his development has just went through the roof. You know, every day he continues to work hard, continues to get better. Like I said, he asked me and Daijun what can he do better on certain plays, because he's just one of those people that he's always striving to be greater, always trying to find that little nick to take his game to the next level. So, you know, I feel like Andrew, you know, he's in a good place right now, and you know, he's only up from where he's at.
With Dillon making that transition from receiver to running back, is that a situation where he's coming to you and Daijun and some of those guys that have been in the room for advice?
You know, it's crazy, you know, watching Dillon. Dillon is like one of those rare people that he doesn't even have to know the scheme or like the whole. He just hits it, and he has acceleration to just hit it. So he'll come back and say, you know, was it there, was it not there? But it's crazy because a lot of times the play just somehow, you know, happens to work.
What would you say, Ken? Obviously, the running back position is the most physical position there is in football. You're taking hits and everything. You've spent a lot of time in injury rehab for, it seems like, a lot of different things. So how do you answer? It's not me, and I promise I'm not saying it, the criticism that he's injury prone. You hear that sometimes.
I mean,
because you're getting ready to try to make that next step.
I mean, to be honest, I've said this before. Going through my career, especially at this point, you just learn to be able to control what you can control. You know, like outside noise, you know, criticism, that's all going to be a part of it, especially as you continue to, you know, level up in terms of this game. But you just get to a point that you just control what you can control. You can't worry about what other people think, because, you know, at the end of the day, the outside noise isn't going to do anything for your game. You know what I mean? So you just got to do what you got to do, put the work in, and everything plays itself out.
I know this happened a while ago, and I don't think we've had a chance to ask you about it yet, but how did you come into possession of some chicken wings during the national championship game and deliver those to your offensive lineman there?
You know, it's crazy. I really don't even remember how that happened. I remember I think Kenny gave them to me or something. I don't even remember, but it was a situation where we had them, and then, you know, the linemen were right there, so, you know, had to help out the linemen.
Yeah, you mentioned control, what you can control. How much of your injury history do you think is just like bad luck, and how much of it do you think you've gone about like improving, like, hey, preparing for whatever it may be?
Yeah, no, it's crazy because, you know, any injury you don't really expect it to happen. You don't really, you know, think is going to happen. It's just kind of freak injuries and things like that. So at this point, I just try to do more like mobility and, you know, doing yoga every night and trying to do just little stuff to just keep the joints and things like that loose, keep everything in a good place, just to kind of be preventative. You know, you can't really, this is football, it's a physical sport, things are going to happen. So, you know, you can't eliminate anything, but if you can lower the chances by, you know, doing the little stuff off the field, then I feel like it'll, you know, help out.
Anything else for people? All right.
Thanks,
Kendall.
Appreciate y'all.